Howdy, howdy. Welcome back to Three for the Money. If you have not applied for the promo code, I'm here to tell you that you still can. So if you use the code MONEY3, MONEY3, on the Action 24/7 Sportsbook, you will receive a $250 risk-free bet on your first bet. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. Let's get to it.
Okay, we're here. We're back. It's Three for the Money. New episodes every Friday. And it's the first full week without NFL football. And I'm kind of bummed. I don't know what to do with my hands. Kind of like Will Ferrell. I don't know what to do with my hands.
It is weird.
Yeah.
We're just like wandering through this wilderness of gambling with
Without the NFL, which honestly gave my life a little bit of structure, you know. It was like
Sunday.
Yeah. It's like, Mondays aren't that bad in the NFL season.
You got
It's
football.
like, I know what I'm doing Monday, I know what I'm doing Thursday, and I know what I'm doing Sunday.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got 3 days planned out.
Yeah. It's like you get through Monday, it's like, all right, well, I just have to get through.
There's only 3 more days till more football.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got Thursday at work. You're like, all right, well, there's football tonight, so it's pretty much the weekend.
Yeah. And then Friday is just like,
I had football last night.
yeah.
I'm going to watch college football tomorrow.
Yeah. And
Now
then,
it's like, what the
and then it's Sunday, and then it goes back around again. Give my life a lot of structure. That's what I was doing on those days. So, but it's gone.
Now we only have the XFL.
Yes.
Oh,
Like the dust in the wind.
Excited
The
about
NFL's
that.
gone. But we're here. We're rocking. And, yeah, if, go ahead and like and comment something. Say that we're stupid or something. Like, comment, subscribe, interact in any way. It really helps us out. Okay, well, how are we doing this week, boys? Chris?
I'm okay.
All right.
Nothing big has happened.
Yeah.
I'm just cruising. I feel like college basketball is all I've been gambling on, except the XFL, which we'll get into later. So I'm just cruising right now. I'm just not too low, not too high. I'm just right in the middle, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's where you want to be this time of year. You don't want to be too hot before March Madness,
No.
because then you're just screwed when the tournament comes around.
Yeah, all your luck runs out.
Yep. So I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm just middle of the road right now, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
Okay, good.
Sean, how are you doing this week?
Pretty chill. Been doing the ladder challenge, which is 10 to get to 10,000. Lost on day 5. It sucks. So I was like halfway through it, and who was it? It was Illinois. Yeah, Illinois minus 17.
Something like that.
I think, and they won by 14. It was a
The
sweat the
worst.
entire time. They were up by like 22 at one point, and I was like, I'm not comfortable with this.
No.
Do not like this at
No.
all. But other than that, it's okay. I only look at it as I lost $10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I placed one of the largest bet I've ever placed in my life.
Which was what
It
would
was
that be?
$160.
Nice.
But, yeah, I only lost 10, so it's okay.
It's fine.
Yeah. But
I've
we're
never-
starting fresh again. We're on day 2 currently going on, doing pretty well.
What is it?
The ladder pick today is Kentucky minus 2.5 against Florida.
They're rolling. Let me give you.
Yeah,
a
they are
live
rolling.
Update.
I would love an update, actually.
I'm gonna take some scrolling because I didn't bet on that. So they were up by 6
Oh,
with 1:48 left in the first half.
okay. They were up by like
Yeah, they're up by like 10.
15
so.
a little bit ago.
It's fine.
Mm.
It's fine.
All right.
We're fine.
Yeah, hockey's not been kind either. hockey's been. I don't know what's going on. No players listening to themselves. They're not following what they're supposed to be doing.
They're not doing what I'm betting on them
Yeah,
to do.
Well,
What the hell?
I don't know. They're being dumb.
Yeah, that's fair.
These guys get paid millions of dollars to skate around and
Jerk around. Like,
Yeah.
what are we doing?
Yeah, I as the guy that mainly bets hockey on this show, I've really kind of been busy with like life the past week. I think the only bet that I've placed is Matt McClung to win the slam dunk contest.
dog.
Mac.
What did I say? What
Mac
did
McClung.
I say? Matt.
Yeah.
Well, there we go.
See,
I feel like that's a very okay mistake.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't watch college basketball, you have no idea who the hell this guy is.
Yeah.
Or his mixtape from high school, apparently, which I had no idea was a
you had a
thing.
mixtape.
Yeah, he had like
rap?
a highlight, like a.
Oh,
I should say
okay.
mixtape because
I
I
was
was
like-
thinking like and one mix.
I was like, he made like a rap album. Like,
Yeah, that guy looks like he's like from Utah or whatever. Yeah, no,
I don't know.
no, he has like this really great highlight reel from high school where he's just dunking on kids. It's insane. But then you watch him play in a game, you're like, who are you?
That 720 dunk was awesome.
That was sick. And if we're just going to talk about that, I would like to issue an apology to Mac McClung. I know you listen.
Big fan.
Verbal meme, kind of like the Shaq thing. I didn't know your game. I kind of was ragging on you because you were in the dunk contest, and then you won. But I would also I bet on you, so I like to think I spearheaded that.
Yeah, I mean,
We said
We
take
said it
you-
on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were way ahead of that.
yeah, we were way ahead of the curve. He ended up being the favorite to win it.
Yeah.
But I mean, as first reported on Three for the Money.
What's his name? Jericho Sims.
Something like that.
What was he like? He was just like holding on to the rim. Like
Was
just
he
put,
the
like,
one
his,
that
he
did
just
the
put like
Vince
his
Carter?
whole arm in it? And I was like, "What do you like?"
That was
what is
cool.
this?
Vince Carter did that in like the late '90s, early 2000s, and it was like, holy shit, that was awesome. That was like 20 years ago, man. Like,
I saw a
come on.
I saw like a crowd reaction
Oh, it
from that, and people were like, "Yeah."
was like church.
They were like,
They were
"All right,
Yeah,
cool."
and he also he pinned like a note in the net. And,
Yeah,
so
what was that?
it was like it was a 50. Like he unwrapped it, and because that's like the highest score you can get on a dunk. And I think it was Draymond or someone was like on the call. He was like, "Oh man."
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't like that.
man.
Yeah, it was bad. Like,
I was watching it and I saw him put the note up there, but I was
Yeah.
like, I was at a bar at the time and I couldn't like really see what it
Mhm.
said. And I was like, "What is this?"
I didn't
Is this,
watch
like-
it live. I just was scrolling through Twitter and I saw that, and I didn't even I saw him dunk, and then he pulled the note thing out, and it took him a while to unwrap it. And in that 3 seconds, I was like, I don't care. I'm just gonna scroll. Someone had to tell me that's what it was. On that paper. I was like, that's how boring that was. I couldn't even watch a 10-second highlight.
Yeah, just I did not like what that guy was doing. But Mac McClung,
Shout
you
out.
are a dog.
Shout out.
You absolutely killed it. You won us all three some money. That was amazing. I think that was my second NBA bet all year. Proud to say I'm 1-1 in the NBA.
And you're up because
Thank
he
you.
was plus money.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
I'd like to think, we were the first to report that.
I'd be shocked if he was talking about dunk contest betting a week before it actually happened.
Yeah, I did hear that the actual All-Star game was incredibly disappointing.
I mean, it always is. I don't watch any of these All-Star games anymore because it's just nobody gives. The players don't give a shit. Why should I?
Right.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, people who talk about that. I think it was the Nuggets coach was like, "Oh, it was the worst basketball game ever played." I was like, "Yeah, it usually is.
Mhm.
It's millionaires just showing off in front of their friends." Like, yeah, you get a few cool like highlights, but I'm not gonna watch the whole game.
I see better plays in like regular NBA games.
Yeah, a lot of the time. I mean, the LeBron thing off the glass to himself was sick.
Was that during the All-Star game?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that was cool. Ja had some cool shit, which could have done that in the dunk contest, but whatever. But then Mac McClung wouldn't have won, so I guess
Absolutely.
I'm glad he didn't. Glad all those bitch-made millionaires decided not to play. But I mean, yeah, it's just a joke. All All-Star games are a joke now. It's a shame.
It really is. I hate it.
I heard that I think Mac McClung's career earnings are like $100,000, somewhere around that.
Me like that.
He won $100,000
There we go.
Hey,
for the dunk contest.
dog.
That was like I know y'all don't really watch baseball, but Pete Alonso, he back when he was coming like his rookie year, I think it was his rookie year, or it was early in his career when he was still on his rookie deal. He was in the home run derby, and he won more in the home run derby than he got in his entire paycheck for the year.
Oh,
In his whatever season that was.
damn.
Yeah, I forget the number, but it was like holy shit. So it was kind of like that.
I would also like to go back to Mac real quick. When he was coming up, it said in the box, it said Mac McClung, 76ers guard. And I was like,
Technically,
no, sir. He plays for the Delaware Bluecoats.
Yep.
And then on Tuesday morning, he was on ESPN talking about the dunk contest. His backdrop was the Delaware Bluecoats.
I saw that.
I was like, he's in the facility.
I think the Sixers had signed him to like I don't want to say a 10-day, but like he's up on the roster now. I think.
Called up.
I think he is. He was at one point. I don't know if they just did that for the All-Star game or the dunk contest, whatever. But I like to see him get some minutes because he get bodied.
Yeah, this is a nice little 15 minutes of fame for him, but
I hope he just does this every year. Let's just do dunk contests.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool. Just a hired gun for the dunk contest.
He reminded me of when the NHL All-Star Game was in Nashville, and John Scott, AHL legend,
Yeah.
was the captain
Yeah.
and MVP of the All-Star Game. And he got carried around on NHL players' shoulders after the game.
That was a nice little fantasy camp for him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of like that, but like John's. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't remember entirely. Wasn't he like he was a older guy?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
So
like in his,
it's like Mac McClung. He's still trying to make it. John Scott's like, okay, yeah, you're not gonna make
yeah.
it. This one guy has promise. You're just playing for the love of the game at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, hats off to him. I don't really care.
just
for him,
an AHL player being named MVP for the NHL All-Star Game
it's a joke.
is a major, and I'm pretty sure that was voted on by fans.
I can't
So
remember, but
I am like 90% sure that's what it was, and if true, amazing. Like, they're just really just, like, sticking it. Just like, hey, we don't care. We'll vote for the guy who's not even in the league. Which, they say that all of these are, like, fan-casted votes to get into the NHL, the NBA All-Star Game.
Yeah.
It's not true.
No.
It's not true.
definitely not. They're going to pick the players that bring in the most money.
Yeah. If it were true, they would be getting, like, fourth liners that are just like that have like 3 teeth, just for the hell of it.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, vote for this guy.
Yeah, I'd like to see Austin Watson in the
Hockey player
in the All-Star game. But yeah, that was the dunk contest. I think since we are sponsored by Action 24/7, we should probably talk about some Tennessee sports.
Do we have to?
I guess we don't have to, but it is something to talk about.
What team?
the Titans.
Okay. They're going to say the Tennessee basketball.
We can get there.
We can
don't
get there.
have to.
Okay. So it's Wednesday as we're recording this. So it'll be Friday when you're listening. So obviously y'all know that we've cut Lewan, Randy Bullock,
Robert Woods. Zach
and
Cunningham.
Zach Cunningham.
As of now.
Yeah, as of right now. And this, I was always a Taylor Lewan guy.
Mm-hmm.
He definitely had his faults. He definitely had his moments where he was a moron.
Mm-hmm.
But cutting him was definitely the right move because he was getting paid too much and he gets hurt all the time. But at the same time, like, I'm looking at all these tribute videos and it's just like, that guy was a dog, dude.
Oh, yeah. In his prime, he was, like you said, he was a dog.
Like, you don't see these players that just go to war for anyone on their team. You don't see that in the league today.
And he was on those terrible teams. Like 2-14 and
He was the pivotal moment where we turned it around.
Mm-hmm.
He was one of the players that was we are building for something better.
Yeah. He was the first building block of the rebuild.
Yep. And I am very sad to see him go.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been the boy. He's been a fucking knucklehead for a lot of that time, taking a bunch of dumb penalties. But man, he gets you. He gets you in the heart. He pulls you in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a funnier NFL moment than when the Titans were playing the then Redskins, and he shot Josh Norman the arrow.
Yeah. No, that was
All-time move. All-time move.
I liked
or when he went to war against
Richard Sherman.
Richard Sherman after hitting Marcus like that.
Yeah. Out of bounds.
Just gotten up in his face, just barking at him.
I liked this was like around the time where he was just committing dumb penalties and costing us games. I think we were playing the Broncos, and it was Harry Douglas and Aqib Talib got into a thing, and it turned into all right, everyone's going to go over and push each other and shit. And Taylor Lewan was like, nope. And he walked his ass, the fight was on the sidelines, he walked his ass to midfield and just sat down.
Yeah.
I was like, that was when I was like, okay, I like this guy.
Yeah. He knew that he was already in hot water.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
he was
I'm going to do something stupid. I'm just going to get 30 yards away from this thing.
I think that is the moment when he turned it around, and he also
he had a couple
more.
But that was
it. That was was no more really dumb.
No more clearing the pile against Oakland that cost us the game in week 1 of whatever year that was.
I went to that game with my dad, and I have never seen that man more mad at a player in my life.
I get it. I was furious.
I get it too, but I was just like, oh my god.
Fun fact: that was Tony Romo's first game as a broadcaster.
Oh,
I remember I was watching that on TV, and that was when he was just predicting plays.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, who the hell is this guy who was just predicting everything? And then because I think I missed the very beginning where they show because they don't show the broadcasters again until halftime.
Yeah,
I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then they showed him at halftime. I was like, what the hell, Tony? It's like, you could read defenses that well. Why didn't you have a better career? But yeah, I will remember that game forever for Lewan costing us the game and Tony Romo. It was his first game as a commentator.
But I do want to bring up the fact that Ran Carthon last night was at the Preds game.
He was?
Yeah. I was watching it on TV, and they showed him on TV. And immediately the next day, he chose violence.
Oh, yeah.
He was just like, oh, I see how this team is run. I can't let that happen. I respect it.
I love it. I mean, he's just coming. He's like,
we're cleaning.
It's like I don't care about these players.
Yeah,
I have no emotional attachment to them.
Yeah,
see ya.
But
I'm fine. I'm fine with all the moves he's made.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks. Lewan had to get cut, but he had to get cut. Bullock, the kicker, I was like, I get it.
He was more for the meme than anything to me.
He was so good.
He was
good. He was good.
He was average.
He was a gamble. He was a gamble.
I mean,
what'd you say, Will?
Fat Randy was a past 45, 46, 47, complete gamble.
Yeah.
Complete toss-up if he was going to hit this or not. And we lost week 1 to the Giants from not 45,
like
46,
30 it was.
47.
It was like on the 30ish.
Yeah.
And yeah, Fat Randy was an average NFL kicker.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, he made his kicks, except for the ones that were
That he
far
did.
away.
Yeah, kickers are also dime a dozen. I mean, you can buy them off the street. You can buy them. You can buy these kids off YouTube if you want.
Yeah. If you don't have like an elite one, you might as well just cut them and see if you find an elite one.
Yeah, let Stonehouse do it.
Shit. That'd be kind of cool.
That guy can do anything.
Be a punter and kicker.
Yeah, he could do it.
Has any NFL player ever done that?
Probably back in the day, like George Blanda or something.
I don't know who that
He
is.
played in like the 60s.
Okay, that's why I don't know who that is.
I don't know. But yeah, and like cutting Robert Woods,
It's fine with that.
Yeah, it was okay. I thought he'd be a little bit more reliable, I guess, more active in the passing
That's one
game.
of the things.
But also, like, our passing game was run by an alcoholic moron. So
See ya.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it was the passing game sucked, so Robert Woods didn't put up numbers, or if it wasn't, or if it was like, well, the receiving corps sucked, so the passing game will then suck.
yeah,
So it's sort of like
it was kind of both.
probably,
Yeah.
And just our offense in general was a joke.
Who's Tim Kelly, new OC?
New OC, let's ride. Got a lot of work to do. First thing he needs to do is change these damn audibles. Because I don't know if you saw it, AJ went on Raw Room and was talking about how he gave the Eagles everything. And he was...
Which is, I mean...
Oh, I don't give a shit about that.
Tons of players do that.
Oh, I don't give a shit about
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't care about that, but it was the fact that he said, like, they don't change anything.
Yeah.
I was like, he knew like, the audibles. I was like, you should change that, like, almost like a game-to-game basis.
Yeah.
I was like, that should be Tim Kelly's like, all right, we're changing all of our calls. Like, it could be the same offense, just change the fucking verbiage.
Uh-huh.
Because, like, we shouldn't have guys just being able to, because we'll play a former player again at some point.
Yeah.
The amount of guys we cut, so.
Yeah. I think now that Lewan is gone, I think it pretty much cements that we are going to draft a tackle in the first round. I feel like
really don't know.
I have no idea. I agree.
I feel like we have to.
I agree, but I don't really know. Other than like quarterbacks and a couple of wide receivers, I don't really know the draft board that well. I haven't really looked at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there's like, oh, we could get this guy from fucking somewhere. I don't know. In like the second round. If we want to go skill position. And like, I don't know. Or we could trade. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But we definitely will be drafting or signing someone. Because if we roll out Dennis Daly again, I'm not watching a single fucking game.
Yeah. That guy,
it would, like, he's a joke.
That dude needs to watch tape and stop hitting up prostitutes on Instagram.
That
dude pisses me off.
I don't think watching tape. He just has no talent.
He's just bad. He really is.
He
just
can watch
bad.
all the tape he wants. He's just bad.
But I did have to throw in that he was messaging
he does
prostitutes on Instagram.
Yes. It's pretty funny.
It's what he was doing. Like mid-season. Like,
That's hilarious.
probably trying to change something.
and he was like trying to get deals on it. Like, it was like,
I didn't.
I ain't doing nothing less than 5K. He's like, no, I'll give you 3. Like, dude, get out of here. Stop. What are you doing?
You need to go to if you're negotiating prices, you need to go to a different prostitute. I don't know much about that world, but I feel like that's like a thing. It's like, It's not a garage sale. Haggle.
You can't haggle with a prostitute.
Yeah, I don't think pimping is a bartering business.
Oh God. Oh no.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh no. Anyways, yeah, what were we talking about?
Dennis Daly.
Oh yeah.
I was talking about how I think, in my opinion, as it stands right now, like I've seen a few mock drafts of like the top 10, and Titans have 11, and like none of them have like tackles.
Yeah.
So that are going.
Here's the thing.
So
if we draft a tackle, I think in the first round, I think we have to trade or sign a wide receiver.
I would
Yeah,
have to agree.
we have to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
If we don't draft a wide receiver in the first round or second round,
like a name,
like a name one,
yeah.
like who would
Or
you,
sign
who
one.
would you want
out of the draft,
not out of the draft, out of a free
agent.
agency or a trade?
I mean, I don't know who any free agents are right now. So
Yeah, I don't know the list.
I mean, if we can get anyone,
We can go to trades then, because there are a couple names on the market right now. I think T. Higgins is on the block. Mike Evans is on the block.
I would like Mike Evans.
I would really like Mike Evans. T. Higgins actually wouldn't be that bad.
I think T. Higgins.
T. Higgins is like a wide receiver 1.
Yeah.
He would immediately be wide receiver 1 for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's a 3 for Cincy.
He's 2.
2. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Him and Boyd kind of. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, anybody honestly, if you have a pulse,
Yeah. If you have a,
come on.
as long as you're not a corpse and you can catch a ball, I'm kind of game.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because right now we got Burks,
NWI.
NWI. That's about it. Maybe Kyle Phillips if he comes back, but I don't think
maybe if he
guys.
decides to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, some guys I don't remember. But, yeah, there's not really a name out there who if we sign a wide receiver, I'll be like, oh man.
Yeah.
Like I don't want like he's making us worse. Nobody will make us worse.
That's fair. That is.
Unless it gets to like the very end and
Yeah.
it's like he's our big signing and it's some some scrub and I'm like, oh okay, we're gonna suck again.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry's
If we
gonna have
like
40 carries a
sign,
game.
if we sign somebody at wide receiver and I'm like, who? I know I'm like, oh, we're in trouble.
Mhm.
But
I think with all these cuts, it's like, do we sign like a good player, or do we
Yeah, shit.
decide to suck next year
see, this is.
and try to go for like
This
a
is-
quarterback?
I was gonna save this for later, but I guess I can ask it now. Who do you think our biggest threat in the division is?
I mean, right
Probably
now,
Jacksonville.
right now it's the Jags.
Yeah.
But it depends what the Colts do in the draft and in free agency because they have a shit ton of cap room.
Right.
Yeah.
And that scares me too because the Jags are going to be good.
Yeah, I know.
So it could be-
that's
Our only threat is the Jags, and then the Colts are like, in a few years they'll be a threat, or it could be the Jags are a threat and the Colts are better.
Do you think though that the Jags are a threat the way that Cincinnati's a threat, the Ravens are a threat, the Bills are a threat?
No,
No.
Exactly.
they're not a threat to win
So-
a Super Bowl or even make like a deep playoff run. But
I
they're
know this is such a just like trash franchise way to think, but as long as you get into the playoffs, this is just me. As long as we can get into the playoffs, I think just about anything can happen.
I mean, we've seen it firsthand.
I've
When we
seen
went
it
to the AFC
firsthand. So I think really our only big competitor is Jacksonville.
As
I
of
know
now,
I
yes.
know that later on in the season you will have to face those deeper threats like
Mhm.
Cincinnati.
Oh, I was
Kansas
just talking
City.
about in the division.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think we need to build to a caliber of Jacksonville, which I don't think
That
is really
sentence
that hard.
makes me uncomfortable.
I know. Yeah, but I don't think it's really
Jacksonville is the bar.
I don't think it's really that hard though.
I mean, it's not.
You get
I mean, they're not anything like they're good.
Mm-hmm.
They're not anything special. I just don't. I know everyone was loving Trevor Lawrence. He was fine.
He was fine.
He was good.
Yeah.
He did nothing that was like, oh, this guy, watch out. He was like, yeah, these are throws an NFL quarterback should be able to make.
Yeah.
It was nothing out of the ordinary. I was like, yeah, he's good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he may prove me wrong. He may come out next year and ball out. But as of now, nothing about him is like, oh, this guy's going to ruin us for years.
Yeah, I don't get that yet. I don't get that sort of Andrew Luck type of vibe from Lawrence just yet, because we've beat Lawrence before.
Yeah.
We never beat
Several
Luck.
times.
Several times. But
Well, I guess
if
3 times.
yeah,
Twice.
that's not several.
But never mind, not several. Twice.
A couple times. But I think as long as we can stay in contention of winning the AFC South, I think the Titans don't need to completely rebuild. I think they still have a lot of good weapons and pieces on the field.
I do think the defense is still good.
I think our defense is good.
The secondary is so good. They're young, but they're so good. I mean, the D-line, the pass rush is still.
Amani Hooker should be making like $21 million somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
he will.
we got him until like 2027.
Is it that long?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I looked up well, he becomes a UFA in 2027.
I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
Wow.
And we got him for like $6 million. Like, and he's a shut down guy.
Yeah, he's
like
good.
that guy rocks.
If we don't pay Simmons though, I'm like, which I think Carthon will.
I think I think Simmons is a key.
You can
part
build
to
the
this team
defense
around
him because he's a fucking dog.
Yeah.
He is an Aaron Darnold type defender.
He is 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that like those terms don't get thrown out lightly, but he is like, and I think he is on a shitty team to get. And I think he gets overlooked in comparison between the two, but I think he is kind of like in that same range.
He definitely is.
Of top D tackles in the
top
league.
D tackles in the league.
Yeah, for sure. I think a lot of things got to go right, honestly, for the Titans to really do well next season. It is difficult to see us being bad with, Vrabel as our coach. Like,
I mean, I can definitely see it.
I can see us being bad.
Okay.
I can see us being bad.
Okay.
It's just,
But I can never see us being out of it.
yeah.
I can't see us being like the Texans.
Yeah.
Like 3 wins or something like that.
I can see us being bad, but I can't see us being like completely
Trash,
out of it, out of playoff contention, out of division winning. Like I can see us being like we were bad.
I was like, we were bad.
We were
last
bad
year.
this year.
Yeah.
But we were like the division winner came down to week 18.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were still in it. Like that's all you need to make a run. I know we weren't going anywhere. Like, we would not have done what Jacksonville did in the playoffs.
No.
The comeback.
The comeback.
No.
Yeah.
We would have got slapped by the Chargers.
Yeah. We would have got bent over.
Mm-hmm.
But we were still in it. We still had a chance, and
That's
all you need.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows how that game would have gone, but if the Titans were in it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm talking in circles, but
Yeah, I started saying this thing towards the end of the season when I was kind of giving up after, the 3rd or 4th loss in a row. And things were floating around like, oh, should the Titans, tank? Should the Titans blow it all up? And I'm like, the only way that the Titans tank is if Mike Vrabel has a season-ending injury. I know that's just a funny. That's just a funny way of putting.
He goes into cardiac arrest halfway through the game.
Yeah, like he doesn't coach is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because imagine if we had Mike Vrabel with a quarterback.
I mean, we've seen that.
Yeah, we've had Mike Vrabel with a quarterback.
Tannehill's first 2 years, he was awesome.
Yeah.
And the Titans were
Tannehill
awesome.
was like putting up like passer
Mahomes
rating,
numbers.
completions, and like touchdown to interception like ratios like compared to Mahomes. Like it was kind of wild.
I mean, that 1 year, how many touchdowns did he throw that year? We were
Like
where he was. I forget what year it was, but where he was like playing out of his mind. It was like 35.
was it the 1 seed year?
Maybe I don't. They all run together. But yeah, he had 1 year where he was being like hit on paper. Like when we were playing on national television, they bring up the graphic. It was like his numbers and Mahomes.
And they were like identical.
Yeah.
Or like close to
So
it.
he has like Vrabel has had a great quarterback before. That great quarterback just kind of turned into shit to mediocre.
And I don't even know what we're gonna do.
Not even
in the quarterback range. I don't know if we should trade him.
But we got a lot of stuff to figure out. Before.
I think that's a whole nother discussion we could save for next week, honestly, because that's a whole nother thing, and we'll have more information about it where it looks like they're trending probably next week too. So
yeah,
but
draft isn't too
the
far
only
away.
thing I know is that
Draft
Derrick Henry is on this team.
Draft is in like a month and a half.
Yeah, April.
April something. Yeah.
Combine starts next week.
I could care less about the combine.
We're just getting inching closer to the
I
draft.
know. I hate when people talk about the combine. It's like, oh, we're gonna figure out a lot about these players. Like, no, we're fucking not.
Yeah,
They're
I
out.
get it.
They're running in short. They're running drills in shorts. Like, everyone looks good when you're running in shorts. Pause. But like, I don't care. Like, I don't care about the combine.
To us, like the common man, it's not. It's cool to watch someone like bench like a lot, but
I mean, I'm sure all the football guys will be like, "Oh, you can see a lot for this, and this." Like, yeah, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I just remembered another Taylor Lewan moment that is one of my favorite things ever. In an episode of The League, he appears at the NFL Combine the year he was drafted.
I forgot about that.
He picks up Kevin.
Yeah.
And he's just like, "Don't worry, big boy. Daddy's got you."
Yep.
I'm going to miss that man. I really am. I'm going to miss that guy.
That's funny. I'd totally forgotten about that.
I'd forgotten about it until we started talking about the Combine.
That's funny.
All right, that's probably enough Titans talk for this week. Chris, why don't you talk about your XFL bets?
I would
We have
love
a new
to.
segment on the show called Chris's XFL Corner.
I'm just gonna. I've made the decision. I don't know if I'm gonna keep going after this week. I'm betting every XFL game this week. I don't know if did y'all watch?
No.
It was awesome, dude. There was the Houston Orlando game was a dud. That's because Orlando's garbage. But the rest of the games, St. Louis scored 15 points, I think it was, in like a minute and a half to come back and win against San Antonio. Where the Sea Dragons game, that was kind of a dub. We got that cool flip from DiNucci to Titans legend Josh Gordon. It's been like electric. So yeah, I'm betting on every game this week, and I did watch most of the games, so I think I kind of have a feel for the teams. So let's just get into it. Game 1, the Seattle Sea Dragons taking on the St. Louis Battlehawks, over 36.5.
Dumb name.
Which one?
Battlehawks.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. But I'm taking over 36.5. Both offenses.
That is absurdly low.
All these are kind of low. I think the highest total was 40.
Ugh.
Yeah, you have to remember that.
I know.
Yeah, but I mean, these are two like the Seattle. They didn't put. I think they got beat by DC last week, but they have a very pass-heavy offense. DiNucci threw the ball 54 times, I think,
It's like Joe Flacco numbers.
Oh, he didn't put up he threw the ball a lot, not for
Yeah.
very many yards, but he threw the ball a lot. St. Louis's defense, I don't love. I mean, San Antonio doesn't have a good offense from what I can tell, and they were able to score. So, St. Louis needed a miracle to come back and win that game. So I'll take over 36.5, especially with this league wants points. You can tell that with the conversion thing with the 1, 2, and 3 points, and the onside kick rules. So both of these offenses kind of have the unpredictability to be able to just go out and put up 30 themselves. Honestly, I don't think that'll happen, but I like 36.5 as a good over. Reverse that with DC Vegas under 36.5. Both these offenses are terrible. DC. I forget his name.
Is that the guy that's been benched in every league?
No, that was Paxton Lynch. He plays for Orlando. I'll get into that later. DC, I forget the quarterback's name. They benched him, and they brought in De'Aaron King, who played at Houston, and was pretty good at Houston, but he didn't really do much in this game. He only rushed for a touchdown. So DC only scored 18 points. Vegas looked really good in their game, and then they just completely crumbled. They were up 14-3. And I don't know if they scored. I think they scored 3 more points the rest of the game. I forget that final, but I know they lost to Arlington. I like the under 36.5. Both these offenses suck. This is gonna be the dud of the week. It's gonna be bad. And then we're gonna go San Antonio Brahmas -3.
Let's go. My Brahmas.
Yeah.
The exact same.
Hold on, let me look up who they're playing real quick. I forgot. Oh, not that guy.
These names are so silly.
I know.
Oh yeah, they're hilarious.
Oh, while Chris looks this up, I saw a highlight from back in the day with the XFL where Memphis Maniacs, they had one of the coldest logos of all time.
Oh, they did, yeah.
And who was it? The San Antonio Rage?
Orlando
Rage. It's a shame that Orlando didn't bring back the Rage this time around, because that logo is also sick.
It was my favorite logo as a kid growing up.
Yeah.
I'll show you. They're playing the this formatting makes no sense. The Brahmas are playing the Guardians. The Guardians are trash. I guess he's still on the team. Paxton Lynch, first made history last week.
Yep.
First quarterback to have been benched in the NFL, CFL, USFL, and XFL.
Give him a trophy.
So
I said build the statue.
Arena League's coming back in 2024, so I guess he'll probably be on one of those teams.
I hope we get the Cats back.
I do too. That'd be electric. Season tickets.
Absolutely.
But the Guardians they're just terrible. The Brahmas had that game against St. Louis locked up until they collapsed. So Orlando can't do that. So we'll ride to the hot hand. And then speaking of hot hands, close it out. Houston Roughnecks -4.5. This team is insane. I forget where they were in the odds to win the whole thing in the preseason, but they're now not heavy favorite, but the clear favorite. They beat the hell out of Orlando last week. It was pretty awesome. So I'll take them -4.5. I'll take them against any team, honestly. My Houston Roughnecks. I'm going back.
Placing a future on it.
Maybe we'll see how if they win this week. I'll put a feature on.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, that was Chris's XFL gambling corner.
I love it.
And if I do well this week, I went. I forget. I think I went 1-1. I think I only bet on Sunday. I think I went 1-1. So
I'll tell you on the Brahmas one.
There we go. If we have a good week, maybe we turn this into a thing where I bet all 4 games.
Oh, this is already a thing.
Yeah, you're
all right. I'm locked in. Let's do
You're
it.
already locked in.
Okay. Well, we're doing it then. So I'm pretty excited
Let's rock.
and a little scared, but
There's no need to be scared.
You're a smart guy. You'll figure it out.
well,
Yeah.
okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
I believe in you.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Well, let's move on. Sean, you wanted to talk about the Predators?
I did. Nashville Predators did win last night, Tuesday night, against the Vancouver Canucks, but they were up 4-2 with 1:07 left in the game. Who the Canucks have heavily have become big sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Trade deadline is coming up real quick. They've become real big sellers, and they've benched Luke Shin last night due to trade reasons, and they almost lost with 1:07 left in the game. Preds are currently 7 points out of a playoff spot. Ryan Johansson is going to need knee surgery, which is there hasn't been an official timetable, but he is likely out for the season.
He got surgery today, I think.
Yep.
I saw.
I don't know what they're going to do. Like, this competitive rebuild that they've been talking about for years is ridiculous. It's ridiculous at this point. I don't know if they should sell. I don't know if they should buy. I don't know if they should just chill. Just keep what they have and hope for a good draft and free agents or whatever. But they are not doing well.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to put money on it, they will not make the playoffs.
No.
I agree.
I think that the Predators are in a weird position. I feel like the roster that we have right now is one of the best rosters that we've had. Like, going into this year, we got a stud second-line winger in Niederreiter, and we got another great defenseman in McDonough. And going into the season, I was, pretty excited.
Mhm.
It just... This mix of players just isn't it, really. That's really what it comes down to. That's the only constant, really, that's come from, when we made the run to the Stanley Cup. That's the only constant, is we've had this core of Forsberg, Johansson, Yossi, Ekholm, and we've traded a few players like Ellis and Arvidsson, but this is the only constant. And me personally, I'm in the camp of trading everyone except for Forsberg, Yossi, and Saros. And that is it.
Mhm.
That's all and trade everyone
Well, let me ask you this though.
except the
'Cause
young guys.
I saw this question proposed on Twitter. If you could get a heavy amount of stock and draft picks and all this stuff for UC Saros, would you do it with Askarov coming up soon?
That's tough.
I mean,
It's-
Lankinen, not bad. He can win you a few games,
Yeah.
but
We still had Connor Ingram.
Preds
but-
legend.
would you do it?
No. Well, man, that's tough. That's tough.
I know it
It's-
is tough, but it's what is best for the team at this moment.
Yeah. It's just like,
Saros is a top 10 NHL goalie.
yeah, he's a starter in this league. He's shown that he can play, and he's young.
Yeah, and he's cheap.
Yeah. And it just, goalies are just, developing them are never a sure thing. Almost never. There's not really a correlation between goalies drafted in the first round or goalies drafted in the seventh round. A lot of the times you can just throw away a fifth or sixth or seventh round draft pick on drafting a goalie, like throwing a dart at a dartboard. And sometimes they work out, and sometimes they do. We have seen goalies drafted in the first round do well, but it's just never a sure thing, and that it just puts a lot on Askarov as like a young guy who's only played one NHL game, and it's just really tough because like we have players that are in their prime. Yossi, Forsberg, Saros, Duchesne, they are all kind of in their prime, and it's tough. It's really tough to make a decision about this team. It's like it's really tough because all these players are in their prime, and it begs the question: do we want to do a full rebuild? And rebuilding in hockey is tough because there's more players in it, and there's more time to develop players.
It takes years.
Yeah, and like you look at a team like Detroit, like they were good. They were like the greatest team for like 25 years, and they have been terrible for the last 8 years. And a lot of people look at that as being like they've been rebuilding for 8 years, but like now they might be in the playoff mix. Maybe they're definitely not going to make any noise, but it's. And you can't compare it to Detroit just because like they got Steve Yzerman, who's like one of the smartest individuals in hockey or sport.
Yeah,
Like,
he's the one that built like the original Tampa Bay like super team.
Yeah, Stevie Y built that team that repeated.
Yeah,
and it's tough to compare to like Detroit, and it's too far-fetched to compare them to Arizona because Arizona, no one should ever be compared to.
nah,
Like
that's sad.
Nobody's. I don't think anybody's that bad historically.
I would like to propose a coaching change to kind of
I agree.
turn
think
everything
that needs
around.
to
I think a
happen
coaching
immediately.
change could potentially turn just about everything around, if I'm being honest. We have all these great players like that, like Duchesne, Forsberg, Ekholm, Yossi, Saros, like all of these great players in their prime are just not producing.
Yeah.
Except Yossi. I mean, well, Yossi's just different.
Yeah.
But we saw Duchesne and Forsberg create career highs last year.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference this year? Like, I mean, and also Forsberg's hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think if the Predators do not make the playoffs, which is extremely likely, John Hines is gone.
He has to be.
He has to be gone. And I will parade in the streets when that day comes because from the get-go, I have never liked John Hines.
Nope.
No.
Poile, you fire Peter Laviolette, and then you hire a guy that got fired for the exact same reasons.
On a far worse team.
On a far worse team. That makes no fucking sense, dude.
Yeah.
I think Poile's on his way out, too.
Get this. Yeah, I mean, Poile's done he's done great things.
yeah.
He's done great things for the franchise and
It's just
winning
time.
its GM in NHL history.
It's
But
just time.
you got to hang up the cape, man.
Time to put old
Like-
Yeller down.
I hate to say that,
Figuratively.
but I'm like, dude, I think it's time. Releasing or putting Tolvanen on waivers, who is having like had
Scored
like 10
10
goals
10
in
goals in
12
20.
games.
And I thought it was like, a lot.
Like,
Yeah.
he's produced more goals than like half of the Preds roster
Hmm
combined.
That alone should be a fireable offense.
Yeah.
Thinking that he would clear waivers is asinine.
Yeah.
Absolutely asinine.
You don't think a single team would take a chance on that guy?
Especially like an expansion team that just came into the league last year.
Like the only
Like,
players
why
that
not?
go to waivers are players that can't play, and nobody picks them up.
Yeah.
When a player that can play or has like any sort of potential can it goes on waivers,
It's usually
someone's just gonna like take a chance on it.
that's also usually like a cap dump.
Yeah.
Like it's just like, hey, get rid of this guy. Like it's like he's taking up too much cap space, or like we don't really need him right now, or just like No, we kind of needed Tolvanen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need young players.
Yeah. He was the first overall. He was not first overall. First round pick. Sorry. And you just let him go for free, and you could have traded him like 2 years ago for a first round pick if you wanted to. Fireable offense. Fireable.
Yeah. I think if the Predators don't make the playoffs and Poile steps down, they're blowing it up.
Which I'm actually okay with, because you know why? Because I can go to games for like $6, like back in the good old days.
Yeah, that was tight.
That cup run ruined everything.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. That was that cup run was a little tough on the wallet afterwards.
Yep. But that's all I really wanted to say about the Preds. They pissed me off last night. They still won, but I kind of wish they didn't.
I mean, even like in the post game, Niederreiter, he was the first star in his like interview. I think Kara Hammer was like, "How do you feel about the win?" or whatever. It's like, "Well, we won, but we were bad."
Yeah,
like, that's
just
like
about
finally
how
somebody is like. I mean, I haven't really been watching super close, and maybe people have been saying that. This team sucks. Fucking say it.
This team is the definition of mediocrity.
Yes.
Like they'll put up 7 against a playoff team and then get blown out.
I know the Bruins are really good, but 5-0 on your home ice is embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go around and smack the hell out of the Panthers. Like what you said, 7 goals.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
And then I know you played like the night before, but then just get like butt smacked against the Wild, who is also a division rival playoff team, who is probably a opponent you will be playing in the playoffs at some point.
If you make it.
If you make it. Like I think there's only one game left in their schedule where they're playing a non-playoff team right now, and the rest are all playoff teams.
Even if we play non-playoff teams and we fucking just lost to the Coyotes. So it's like,
I don't know.
Nothing. Anytime they take the ice, I'm like, yeah. None of these games are like, yep, this is a win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm kind of good with getting anything we can for Duchesne or.
Do you think anyone would take on Duchesne's contract?
Ekholm.
Yeah,
somebody would.
Like, okay, I don't know the game like y'all do, so I didn't know.
and I think he has like 2 or 3 years left on his deal.
Did he sound like a? He has
signed an 8-year deal.
He has been
which
here
is
a while. I forget.
Kind of wild. He's already been here.
I
For
forget.
Like
Yeah,
4
it's like
years.
I forget how he's been here for
Are you
a
sure it
long
was 8?
time. That was 7.
Because I don't think you can sign an 8-year deal. In
Oh
free
wait,
agency.
maybe it was 7.
I think max is like 6.
Oh, I thought it was 7.
Well, it's not 8, but like he only has like 2 or 3 years left on his deal. If we're blowing it up, we might as well eat cap to try to get a better draft pick.
The Coyotes would probably take him.
I mean, they wouldn't give up like high
I
picks,
know,
but-
it's joking.
I saw some mock trade that it was like, would you trade Matt Duchesne for a first-round pick from Carolina and like a prospect?
Yes.
I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a couple other like sprinkled like 3rd, 4th round picks in there.
Yeah. And it's just like,
Definitely.
we got to do that, especially because we have prospects spearing fans, committing felonies.
Gotta love the Q.
Q's a different animal. But I think we've been rolling for
Yeah.
a little for enough.
Yeah.
It's a good place to end it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching or listening. Please like, comment, subscribe. Interacting with this really, really helps us out. Follow us on Twitter. We tweet out our picks. I've been kind of busy with life, so I haven't really been tweeting out picks, but Chris has 20 bets a day.
Yeah, not 20 bets out on Saturday.
Yeah. Chris bets a lot on most days. Sean, here and there.
I bet every day. I just don't give them out every day.
Yeah. Probably should have tweeted about Mac McClung, but whatever.
I didn't think he was going to win, so that's why I didn't do it.
Well,
Also, maybe just watch the show and you'll You'll see it then.
Yeah, it's all their fault.
Exclusive content.
Yes, exclusive picks. So yeah, Sean, if you would like to do the promo
I
code.
would love to. Promo code is Money3, MONEY3. You can use that code on the Action 24/7 Sportsbook, or exclusively on the Action 24/7 Sportsbook. When you use the code Money3, you will receive a $250 risk-free bet on your first bet. New customers only. Terms and conditions apply. We will see you next week. There's 3 of us.
Now let's make some money.
Woo woo!
Ow!